How long does it take to read the 784-page book Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows? In 2007, Anne Jones sat down in a London bookstore and finished the entire book in 47 minutes. That's about 20 times faster than the average reader. Anne was using a technique called speed reading. Could that be the secret to reading effectively? I mean, it would be great if we could all finish books like these in less than 1 hour. But is it possible? When you read, your eyes don't glide across the page. They move in jumps, stopping briefly at each word to read it before moving on to the next word. What speed reading advocates will tell you is to reduce these jumps either by practicing reading 3 words at a time or by using an app that flashes words so your eyes don't need to move at all. Speed reading advocates will also tell you to never go back to reread words or sentences. Well, good luck with that if you're studying calculus. These kinds of techniques do help you get through a text more quickly. But what about your comprehension? Can you actually understand what you're reading?
It turns out that when you read a word, say house, your brain first recognizes that word. Then it silently pronounces it. Finally, your brain converts the written word to its meaning, in this case, a place to live in. This processing happens when your eyes stop to focus on a word, but it continues during the jump to the next word. So just eliminating eye jumps with speed reading techniques doesn't give your brain enough time to process the words. The result? Your comprehension goes down. Speed reading can help you get a rough idea of the text, and if that's all you need or have time for, speed reading can get the job done. But so can simple skimming.
So what's a normal reading speed? The average for educated adults is around 225 words per minute. But of course, it's slower for difficult or foreign language texts. Fewer than 1% can read above 400 words per minute. To compare, Americans like Barb typically speak at 150 words per minute. By reading a lot, you can improve your reading speed somewhat. This is because reading helps you build your vocabulary, background knowledge, and your ability to easily recognize words you've commonly encountered. But there is a limit. Some people will always be able to read faster than others, simply because their brains can process words faster. But effective reading isn't about speed, it's about understanding what you read and remembering it. Engaging actively with the text will help you with that. Let's look at some scientifically proven practices.
We'll start with previewing. Just as it's easier to put together a jigsaw puzzle if you've seen a picture of the completed puzzle, it's easier to make sense of all the details in the text if you have a big picture view. So before you dive in to read carefully, spend a minute or 3 to look over the text. See how long it is and skim through any summaries and look at headings, subheadings, illustrations, and pictures.
The next strategy is active recall. Put the text away and try to remember the key ideas underlying what you've just read. Then look through the text to see how well you did. You can do active recall at the end of the text you're reading or several times throughout. One study found that active recall doubled retention and another that it increased retention 25% compared to spending the same time rereading.
A third strategy is to annotate. Underline or highlight important sentences and then write comments, important ideas, and questions. Use your own words and be very specific. For example, 5 presidents in 2 years instead of lots of presidents. The fourth strategy is to reflect. Pause to think about the text, what that text means, and how the text relates to what you already know. If you have the time, also try to discuss the content with others later, face-to-face or in writing. A fifth method is to use multiple sources. Look at this car. By adding photos from different angles, we get a better understanding of its design. When you read, you'll also get a better understanding if you read about the same idea from different texts.
So how could Anne Jones read a Harry Potter book in only 47 minutes? Well, Anne's comprehension was never scientifically measured. She simply talked a little about the book to reporters. Having read all previous Harry Potter books probably helped a lot. Could she have used her same techniques to study a book on Portuguese grammar? We doubt it. In the next and final video, we'll look at how you can get the most out of the tools you've learned in this course. I'm Olav Schewe.
And I'm Barb Oakley. Thank you for learning to learn like a pro.